Your partner brings you to La Burge or any casino located in where you possibly are living. And he gives you, for those listening, it could be he or she, $50 to gamble with. I know some of y'all probably like, I seen that on Instagram. You're damn right. You win $100,000 off of this $50 that your partner gave you. Multiple choice question, how much do you give them? A, $50,000. B, $50. C, $1,000. And D, not a damn thing. Rachel, what is your answer?
I'm probably gonna have to go with B, $50, which is their initial investment.
That's it?
The thing about it is, though, like me, I'm a generous person, so 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna give you more than $50. But like, just for the, all intents and purposes of this question, if you gave me $50, I'm only entitled to give you your $50 back. Like, that's what I owe you. So, and then let's talk about the intent when it was given. Were you expecting to get this $50 back? Like, that's why you have to discuss this type of stuff, because it can just really get misconstrued. But me, I'm gonna give you your $50 back.
I think what's important is to know what it means by partner.
That is true.
Partner could be my partner in crime.
My ace,
Partner,
my homie.
Right, that could be my dog.
Right.
That could be my homegirl. So if it's my dog or my homegirl, I might go see and give him $1,000. Because I wouldn't have got this $100,000 without your 50. Right? Now, if you are my old lady, if you are my wife and old lady, I shouldn't have to give you a dime.
Why?
Because what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine anyway. So why do I physically need to give you money when you gonna reap the benefits of it anyway? Huh?
I mean, that makes sense, but also, like, a lot of people don't really operate like that. Like, if we're married, okay, sure. But some married people don't have joint bank accounts. They don't share funds.
That's true.
I might be thinking too deep.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know.
I think that, of course, because you gotta open up the possibilities. Like, if you ask for a certain amount, that's all you gonna get. First of all, don't ask me for shit. Be accepting of whatever I give you. Partner, that could be any type of friend, partner, girl. Be accepting of what I'm gonna give you. Because if you ask for something, just say, because sometimes when you ask for a certain amount, that person already had more for you. But I'm gonna give you a lot of the times what you ask for.
That's true. If I was on the receiving end, I probably wouldn't ask for anything. Like, if it's me who gave the $50, if you give me my 50 back, to be honest, I can't really be mad. But
oh, hell no, I'm gonna be mad. You did not use my $50 and then you gonna only give me 50 back? Negro, you just made $100,000.
But see, if they would have came home and said, like, let's say, for instance, you weren't there, and they was like, okay, you gave me $50, and then they came home and lied about it, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't care. But it's only because you were there to see what they won that you actually are like, okay, now you're going to have to break me off a little bit more than this $50.
It's only right. It's only right. But what's up, y'all? Hello. Welcome. I've been saying for a while that I was going to start a podcast back after, basketball and stuff all that ended. And guess what? It's back. So I'm excited to tell you about what's going to happen on this show. And the truth about that is I kind of don't even know yet. I really don't know. I said I'm going to do, because honestly, I wasn't gonna do a show with anybody this time, and yet Rachel sitting here with me. So something must have happened.
I'm here
Along the run of that, because think about it. Also, I think this is important. I'm doing the podcast out of my house. I didn't want a show with multiple guests because I don't want multiple guests knowing where I stay or in my house.
Security is important.
Right. So you had to find somebody who were comfortable within your home. Also, who has good opinions. Also, who's on my other show. So it made total sense for the combination with Rach, because Rach is doing a lot of great things herself. Yeah. She's very opinionated about things. Some things she might not say on the mic, but I'll mention it. Don't worry about it. So that's great. So Rach,
what's popping?
Tell us about yourself. For those who are unfamiliar with you, they know me doing the show with my cousin Rachel, but I know you've been on the Pot Spot when it was alive before I killed it.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have going on with Rachel. Introduce yourself to people who might not know you are good enough. You see what I did there?
Oh, that was good. I like what you did there.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know me, obviously my name is Rachel. Originally, I'm from Dallas, Texas. Triple D, stand up.
Shout out to Rudy's.
Shout out to Rudy's. Okay. Shout out to Big T. Anywho, I could talk about Dallas all day.
Me too.
But I moved to Baton Rouge like 10 years ago. Does it feel like we were?
Damn, we was in college in 2010.
Yeah.
We're old.
So I moved here 10 years ago, started at LSU, which is where I met Myron.
Yes.
We'll leave out how we met.
Yeah. I sip my wine.
But anywho, so graduated from LSU, stayed in Baton Rouge. In 2018, I started an organization called I Am Enough, which is an organization geared towards helping young women overcome insecurities, whether they be, physical, relational, financial, or professional. And so my 9 to 5, I work in property management, but right now that is just funding my dream until my dream can fund itself. And so, I've been doing a lot with I Am Enough, and, I'm just excited about where it's going. I have the opportunity to expand and do some different things. Like currently I'm doing a prom giveaway. And if you're listening and you know anybody in the Baton Rouge area in high school, that's a high school senior, I'm doing a prom giveaway. We call it like the ultimate.
I work at
Correct.
a high school, so yeah.
Correct.
I should toast that.
Teachers, anybody, if you know any high school seniors that are females, we did one giveaway last year, but we're actually doing it for 2 girls this year. So we're expanding. We do hair, nails, makeup, the dress, the whole 9. So follow my social media at iam.enough on Instagram. My personal page is at Rachel Glenice. So yeah. But
what are you gonna go by on the show, Rachel or Rachel Glenice or Rachel G?
I like to keep it consistent, because if people hear me on the show as Rachel Glenice, you go to Instagram and type that in, I'm gonna pop up. That's my Facebook name, Twitter. I'm Rachel Glenice everywhere. So, Rachel Glenice.
Gotcha.
All of the above.
All of the above. So for those who don't know me, I am the Mind of Myron. And I feel like I was going to talk about some life updates, but I feel like Rachel just kind of gave you a rundown on what's going on with her. Mm-hmm. So I should give you a rundown on what's going on with your boy. I had a young adult crisis. And I don't think people realize this, that we can have these as young adults, because number one, we want all our lives to be these adults, and then you realize why mom and dad were upset sometimes, because adulting sucks. Reason. And I know it sucks with kids. I know it has to be a little bit worse, because it sucks sometimes without them. So I know the having to be somebody mama or daddy part gotta be worse, because you can't really have off days. Like,
yeah.
You can't be off your game that day being a parent. Like, I can't forget to pick my child up for school today.
It's like regardless of what happens during your day, you still have to go home and take care of a whole nother human.
Right.
And that, right now for me, taking care of a dog would be a lot. So like,
and I kind of want one, but then I kind of don't. Because I ain't here enough sometimes to take care of a dog.
True.
But one thing I learned during this transition of not, excuse me, I'm drinking wine and burping, of not having a podcast is I figured out something in 2020. I don't want to be like a reporter or nothing anymore. Like, this is good for me. This is good. I shout out to Chanel. He might listen to this. He might not. But he be trying to tell me like I need to, do certain things and move to this place and move to this place. Mm-hmm. But I think he be thinking from a mindset that I used to be in. Mm-hmm. Like I used to want to be like an entertainment reporter. I need to be in LA, Atlanta.
Right.
I don't want to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I think I be watching people on like Instagram and stuff, and I'll be like, your whole life, like for example, the Shade Room, the person who's over your whole life is finding bad stuff about people, right? Because we don't find good stuff about people. And we don't care about that as much.
Speaking of them, they do catch a lot of backlash, especially here lately, because it's just a lot going on in the world, and I think people are searching for some things that are like just a lot more positive,
right? And
you just don't get that like from the Shade Room. Hollywood Unlocked is not as bad as the Shade Room, but it's just like other blogs out there, like with the whole, I don't know if you saw it, but like people were saying that Lauren London and Diddy were dating. Right. And she had to, in the midst of her grieving, not to mention we're coming up on 1 year that Nipsey Hussle has been gone. Rest in peace, Nip Hussle.
That's flew by.
Yeah. So, it's with all of this coming up, she had to take time out of what everything she's dealing with to address lies, and that's crazy to me.
And I don't want that to be my life. Now on this podcast, are we gonna probably talk about a few of those things? Possibly, but to be honest with you, I didn't want my life to be like trying to search for the worst in people. Yeah. Because I like entertainment, so it would have been more of the entertainment route, and you're not necessarily trying to find out the good stuff that's happening with people. So I made that transition to wanting to create more things, and my whole idea with this is, if I can't create something right here where I'm at now, me moving somewhere is not gonna make me create things. Now I know you can put yourself in better positions to be more focused, but I feel like me moving to LA, Atlanta or something, me personally, is not going to make me write the book I want to write or write the TV show I want to write. That's going to start wherever I'm at. So if I can't do it here, then who's to say I'm going to do it somewhere else? And you never know. I might. But right now, I think I'm in a transition of kind of finding things that I truly want to do, which is more so make things. Now, if I'm in them, great. Like this, I'm in it, cool. But if I'm not in it, I think I'm more so comfortable with that versus how I was in the past, where I had to be in the front and center, all that. Cool.
Right.
So yeah, we have a podcast.
We have a
podcast. The podcast is going to be a podcast for you. I think we're gonna talk about stuff on this podcast. I know I want to talk about stuff that I'm going through and how I'm navigating through it, so that I can maybe help you in your situation. I think the goal for our podcast is to, let some shit off, but also help people at the same time.
Right.
And get your laughs off. Sometimes you need to laugh to enjoy your day.
Yeah, and a lot of times we as Black people don't do that. We don't really share, or we're not transparent about things that we're dealing with, and so you don't really realize the power that you have to help and liberate other people. So that's what I do on a weekly basis. Now I'm doing it with you, so let's get lit.
Right. So currently it's a work in progress. The show is, I don't even know if I'm gonna like this tomorrow when I get ready to post this. But we'll see. The show is currently the 3LP, meaning the 3L podcast. And the goal of that is 3 different L's we kind of want to touch on each show. All right? Our vision is the new way to take an L. All right? Because we take them, but a new way to take an L.
New way.
All right. So it broke up into 3 different spots. So the first part of the show is we gonna live a little bit. We're gonna talk about our lives. We got ups, we got downs. Some days I might come here and go off on a mother, early on in the show versus later in the show. But yeah, next part we gonna get some jokes off. I think the whole show probably gonna be a little bit of funny, but
yeah,
we gonna get some jokes off in the second part, and then we gonna show some love at the end of the show. I think it's important to show some love, but it's important to show tough love at the same time,
right?
Because it ain't always sweet.
It's not, and tough love is sometimes what you need to create a conducive environment for growth. So,
I think that's important.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do right here is we're going to take a quick break, and then we're gonna get into some jokes. You did.
Let's do it.
And we are back. And this time of the show is a segment I would like to call, I shouldn't say this, but. And since this is the inaugural show, you know what I hate? Random moment. You know what I hate when people say first annual?
Somebody tweeted that the other day, and it's like there is no such thing as a first annual,
right? Because it can't be annual if it ain't happened.
It's never happened before. So for those of you who are listening to this,
do better.
The first time you have something, guys, it's inaugural.
Right.
Like when a president is president for the first time, he is inaugurated. Okay.
Exactly.
So remember.
See, this podcast is about learning because we got 3 L's, but they can interchange. And sometimes you take them L's and we gonna help you learn better because y'all gotta stop and y'all be putting it on your flyers.
And look, you didn't pay these people to design these flyers, and they gonna put on there what you say put on there. For.
You so, sure?
Let's not blame the graphic designers of the world.
No, the graphic designers are a bit wrong too because they be like, "You sure?" They don't say what's wrong. They just be like, "You sure that's what you need?"
Well, see, not all graphic designers. Now there are some. My graphic designer, shout out to Sam Ross at Sam Ross Designs. Now he'll tell you, okay, like he's not gonna let you put anything that's grammatically incorrect on a flyer. Now, some of y'all, you need to let these people know if they're paying you for your services, you just need to let them know, like, say, fam, I'm not gonna be able to put this because this is wrong.
It's very wrong.
It's wrong.
And y'all,
but also you need to come with the correct info for your flyer.
I agree.
So it's kind of like a two-way street.
So, all that being said, I shouldn't say this, but I got a couple of these, and I think that it's important to just go ahead and get it off. Just start this first show off with a bang. I shouldn't say this, but I think Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are milking the hell out of their young LGBT son.
Daughter.
Yes, daughter. I don't think. Personally, and I just don't think it was none of my business. I know too much about y'all. I don't think I deserve to know anything. You are Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, millionaires. I don't deserve to know y'all business. Did I know the child was a little gay? Yeah.
What is a little gay?
I thought about that as I said it.
What is that?
I mean, we all kind of knew, but like. You ain't have to tell me nothing. Like, I didn't.
Well, okay, I agree. I think that I do think that it was appropriate to address it because I think that sometimes celebrities don't necessarily owe the fans or the public an explanation, but I feel like when you're dealing with a child, I think you owe it to your child to set the record straight. So from one standpoint, I get it. From another standpoint, I think that there's just been a lot of, I don't know if I would necessarily call it milking it, but I just think that they're doing too much too fast, and just how
Rachel, they didn't told us yesterday. I think Dwayne Wade has said Zaya is one of the leaders of the LGBT community already at such a young age, and I just want to say, Dwayne Wade, I ain't heard the little girl say nothing. It's been y'all doing all the talking.
Well, she said something recently, like when she did the video, that was, I forget what news outlet it was on, but
I got something else that's bad.
There was definitely
like this?
We have to. There was definitely, like, she's definitely said some things. I think that Dwayne Wade, even more so than Gabrielle Union, has really been the one to speak out about it. But
she needs an Ellen interview.
Well, Dwayne Wade has already been on
but
Ellen.
But I think Zaya on Ellen would be like good TV.
I honestly think that's setting the child up for too much, though. Like, I can understand wanting her to be the one to say things. However, I think that's just a lot of backlash. You got people out here like Boosie saying just the most ridiculous stuff.
But see, Magic Johnson ain't tell us shit. Magic Johnson.
Well, EJ was old enough to speak for himself. We're talking about a 12-year-old.
EJ was 6'8". Walked out in some heels and said, like it or love it, I'm here.
Because he was old enough to do that. We're talking about a 12-year-old.
They been new. EJ ain't.
Listen.
EJ 6'8".
I just think that I think they did the right thing by announcing it. I don't necessarily agree with, like, just, I don't know.
I think it's
the pushing of it, I guess.
It's pushing. Like, you could have told us, yeah. But now you telling us, like, it's something every day. I'm like, and I have nothing against it at all. I'm just thinking, like, it ain't looking as so like you just want to tell us so your child can.
Also, on the flip side, I really think it's a confidence builder because you have, like, this is a tough thing. Like, not only is she trans, but she's also Black, and her parents are also celebrities. And there was already a lot of drama with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's relationship. So I think when you put it out there first and you are able to control the narrative or, like, present the story how you want to present it, I think you set yourself up for a much more, I guess, positive encounter, even though there are going to be people who say things like, oh, well, you know, this is just a 12-year-old kid. They don't know. Or, you know, you have Black people who have been online saying, you know, good for them, but not in my house. Like, you know, there's just been a lot of commentary behind the situation. But and I think ultimately, it's good parenting.
And if you don't take care of your own kids, don't comment. Listen,
stop it, because it's some of y'all that's got kids in your house that's on the down low. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say this, but that's a fact.
That's fact.
Like, you got to figure out. You got to figure out what's going on in your own house before you come out talking about decisions that other people are making, because people make the best decisions for what's happening in their household. So get your house in order and then speak on somebody else's house. I haven't said anything about it publicly because I'm trying to get me together.
Right.
I don't have time.
Hey, you think we gonna ever see the break, baby?
Moving right along.
Okay, so I really think this is gonna be a segment where Rachel gets my shit together, but I love it. Okay, so I shouldn't say this also, but I think maybe this is I shouldn't say this. But I think a lot of us feel this way at this point. Azriel Clary, I'm sure some of you guys might not know who this is, but she's one of the young ladies who was committed to R. Kelly for a while.
Sis can sing. I don't know.
She really can't sing.
She can sing.
She's done a lot, and she rolled for Robert until I think she finally broke away a little bit because he went to jail and finally saw these documentaries. And that made her realize, like, wait, Robert was really playing us.
Right.
But I shouldn't say this, but Azriel, you're dumb as shit. And I'm gonna say this for this reason, not because, and I don't think nothing. Like, I truly believe that you can be brainwashed and he's manipulated young women. Mm-hmm. But something would have clicked to me when R. Kelly said, if I'm Azriel, I can't be Azriel, but if I was Azriel, and when R. Kelly told me, eat my own shit, I would have just knew something from that point there, Rachel. I just would have knew, like, click, something not right here.
So, see, look, I'm not defending Robert because I don't even want to speak on him. But as a female, sometimes you can be in situations with a guy, and in you know, it sounds crazy, but because you have these feelings for this guy, it's kind of like, okay, especially if you're at a point to where it's like, okay, I trust this person now. I'm not saying if a man told me eat my shit that I'm just going to be chowing down. I'm just saying, like, on a much more surface level.
It's just some things. Though.
I'm just
like,
saying, like, being
saying.
a woman and being in love and thinking that a man, like, is just, you know, there to take care of you, and, you know, you trust him and you believe that he has your best interest at heart. It's cliche, but love will make you do some crazy things.
It will.
I'm just speaking from experience.
But and I agree with you. But I know damn well you probably can put up with a lot, but you ain't finna say, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a piece of this shit.
No, I refuse.
I think that switch had to just be. It should have been there when I think certain things are red flags, and right there to me when she mentioned that, it's just kind of like, whoa, like,
right.
No.
But I'm actually proud of sis because sis has reconnected with her family. And, you know, a lot of people have questioned what her motives are. Is she going to be on the new documentary, or is she going to do
Get your check.
a tell-all or whatever? But what I'm just happy for is the fact that she actually came to the realization that these things were wrong. Like Joycelyn, I think she's a lost cause. However, I was tuned in to the live when they was fighting.
Oh, definitely was.
So I'm from
Baltimore.
I was rooting for Azriel. Like, let her know, sis. Like, get her together, because what was like mind-boggling to me was just the fact that this man is in jail. And you are still ride or die, going to court, refusing to talk to your family. Like, Joycelyn, we just gonna have to pray, because
it's a little weird though. Like, you know she was in love, because like she don't even say R. Kelly. She definitely be like Robert. Even when she be dissing him. Yeah, Robert made me like.
But did you catch that in like the documentaries? They all called him Robert. Like, there was no R. Kelly. There was no nicknames. Like, it was Robert.
That's a nasty man.
I don't want to meet a Robert.
That's a nasty man.
That's a red flag.
So and I'm gonna ask you this question before I move to my last. I shouldn't say this. Do you think it's appropriate for me to do like a remix to an R. Kelly song?
No.
Like,
Myron.
but now, like, we've been producing stuff in my classes at school.
Let me get this straight. You're gonna remix a song by R. Kelly with underage kids.
Whoa,
is that what you're saying?
I shouldn't have said that.
Is that what you're saying?
But it was called "Trapped in the Classroom" when I had the lyrics ready, and it was.
Nope. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Can't do that. Sorry. Let's find another song.
Oh, just in. If you well, matter of fact, I'm gonna wait and say that in a second. So I'm gonna hold off on my next. I shouldn't say this, because we're gonna move into something I like to call the 4 for 4, and it's just taking 4 no Wendy's, taking some of the 4.
That 4 for 4 is actually. I probably shouldn't say this, but 4 for 4 is actually a code name that I have with a friend. If we have to go get a 4 for 4, then that means we gotta.
You gotta ride out.
Yeah.
Oh, it be like that sometimes. Did you see the text message? I think it was on Instagram, where the dude had the side chick name is Uber, and she sent like an Uber code, and he was like, "Nah, she ain't even buy me right now."
That's childish.
I thought that was genius.
I just feel like if you gotta go through all of that, like.
It was.
Let me not. That's not
funny.
a topic.
He was like, "LOL, she not even buy me right now." She was like, "Oh, well, come over." But yeah, the 4 for 4. So first up on the 4 for 4 is, I think, something that's not all jokes, but I mean, you can make light out of a bad situation sometimes. And that is the coronavirus. I think it's, you got to kind of talk about it, because it's the biggest thing popping since TikTok, to be honest with you. So yeah, Corona is going on. I just saw Donald Trump just announced that he is putting there will be no traveling to Europe for the next 30 days. It's going to be a travel ban, so you cannot leave the United States for the next 30 days. So all y'all who was getting it in on those flights, hope y'all push y'all dates back.
Listen, the flights are something serious though. Have you been on Google Flights?
No, yeah. I'm trying to make a few trips, because I don't think black people can get this. So.
Let me tell you, the flight. Okay, so I was looking at going to Nigeria at the end of the year, right? So when I looked at the flights maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, $1,800. When I looked today, they were $900. That's 50% off what I was gonna.
Strike
That's
wise high.
crazy. That's crazy.
And with this virus, it's a real deal though, because we going to Dallas for Easter. And my grandmother's coming, and we were gonna fly because the flights are super cheap. But my cousin, it was like, hell nah. Y'all not putting my grandma on no plane because of the virus.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, she's older. So I think we're gonna end up driving. Me and my mom was like, shoot, $100-something, $130 for a round ticket. Oh, we just fly
From New Orleans?
Yeah,
Oh no. When are you trying to go?
Dallas
When?
for Easter.
Oh,
So it's gonna be a little
$43 round trip right now.
Wow, I didn't look at your site. I think Southwest is
Google. Oh no, Southwest is not jumped on board. We're talking American, United, Delta, Spirit.
Okay, I need to go see some more booze.
No, Southwest is not. Southwest is like
See,
hell no.
Yeah, because I was trying to look at some flights for my line brother graduation, and they were still kind of high, and I was like, whoa.
I'm telling you, get on Google Flights, and Google Flights, it gives you prices like for random weekends. So like if you put in, I want to take a weekend trip within the next 6 months, it's gonna, and you just go around the map to see how much it's gonna cost to go to whatever destination. And then when you pick it, that's when you can put in exact dates. But I'm telling you, Google Flights is like a thing.
I'm gonna have to. I've been using Expedia and cheap flights. I'm gonna have to switch to Google Flights.
Google Flights, it's a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch. But yeah, my whole thing with this is, number one, I shouldn't say this, so I guess this kind of goes into what's going on. But y'all hadn't been like washing your hands. I was listening to a podcast before, Rachel, and it was just telling me like this. It was the read, and they were talking about how some white people don't really properly wash themselves.
They don't wash their hands. They don't wash their legs.
Yeah, it was that they don't wash
Correct.
their legs.
Correct.
It just kind of let the water and the soap drip down.
Right.
And certain thing like Clorox is loving this. It's gonna keep the corona going.
Did you see the video of the parents in Memphis?
No.
So there's a news clip because an employee at an elementary school in Memphis had tested positive for the coronavirus. So there were parents who went to go pick up their kids from school, and like there was this one man, he had a bottle of Clorox cleanup that you clean your bathroom with, and was like literally spraying his son down before he got in the car to take him home. Like people are out here drowning their kids in Clorox.
Gonna get a kid something else. Like you gonna give
Correct.
your kid something else
Correct.
wrong with them.
And before you ask, yes, he was.
Yeah, right, you don't even gotta say it.
Yes, he was.
Because honestly, besides celebrities, because they're like, I seen Naomi Campbell in like a suit, Summer Walker in like a little gas mask. But for the most part,
Naomi Campbell started this though. She was already on the, she was wiping down. Yeah.
I seen a couple of people, like I've been out to a few stores since this has been going on, and I've seen a few people in masks. And I just want to say, us niggas are not that worried about this. I think
I'm on a flight to Dallas tomorrow night, and I don't have a mask. Because I'm just not like, and I talked about this yesterday on Tuesday Tidbits with Rachel. It was just like, I'm just not afraid. Like, you mean to tell me I could go to New York next weekend for $75 round trip, and I'm supposed to just be like, oh no, I'm going to stay home? Absolutely not.
Like, why not go?
No, because of a cold.
And you know what's crazy though? I think this might not really affect black people. The reason I say that is though because I feel like when the first black person gets affected, it's gonna be highly publicized.
Well, apparently there was already one case on the continent of Africa. I don't remember the exact country, but he tested positive for coronavirus, but was healed. Hallelujah. Won't he do it? But yeah, he was healed. So I haven't, nobody has said that these people who have passed away or who have had coronavirus have been of African descent. So
I saw one tweet that said, "Oh, that's what we get for slavery." So you right, Jesus. I say I'm bringing my God into this. But I saw this tweet from @info_. Shout out to them because they probably gonna post our podcast and all that cool stuff. But they posted this tweet that says coronavirus is everywhere. Book that flight, take that trip. You probably won't die from it. But even if you do, you want to die on the Eiffel Tower? You want to die with the Eiffel Tower in the background, or you want to die on I-12?
Correct.
so what you want to do?
Correct. And the flights to Paris today, 326 round trip. When y'all want to go?
326?
326.
I mean, we can't go for 30 days.
We can't go for 30 days, but my passport will be here in about 3 weeks. So
mine's still good.
What I'm saying is
strike-wise high. For those who can't afford
this is crazy.
You have never took your child to Disney World. Take your baby to Disney World. You're never going to have a good opportunity.
If you're in Louisiana, if you're in South Louisiana, flights from New Orleans to Orlando, $68 round trip. I have these prices in my head because I am just flabbergasted at how low these prices are.
Instead of going to Google Flights, go to @RachelGlennis and she'll be able to pick your location and time frame.
Let me get a travel agent certification or
real
something. Real quick. Because, no offense to travel agents, but they be handing them out. My sister is a travel agent. Okay. I'm going to ask her to get me certified. And yeah, then y'all can get at me.
Make your money.
I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to catch this little bag. So,
But speaking of catching bags, we had a young lady in a club the other day catching a slap to the face. Because our next 4 for 4, it goes to none other than DaBaby.
DaBaby.
And
DaBaby.
I think it's time for you to grow up.
Let me say this. I've never been attracted to short men. But he's so cute to me. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but he's just cute. And he done got his teeth fixed. Now, I don't condone violence towards women, but he just has a nice face. Go ahead, Myron. I'm done.
Oh, random to go back to the first note. Man, Tom Hanks and his wife have tested positive for corona.
While we're also dropping the latest news about coronavirus is officially in Caddo Parish. It's in Shreveport. My best friend texted me and said, 911 called me. I was like, I can't. I'm recording a podcast. And he's like, the Rona didn't hit Shreveport. So
yeah, we're not gonna stop there on the way to Dallas anymore.
Nope, don't stop in Shreveport. Just cross the Texas state line. Stop in Wascom.
Like, not to go, because I want to talk about DaBaby, but like, what you do to get this sounds so insensitive. So RIP to the people who are losing their lives. I don't mean nothing bad by this, but like, where you be to get the coronavirus? So like, what you be doing?
So I've actually been reading on the coronavirus because with all the hype that is surrounding this thing, you think like, okay, how bad is this? Like, how do you get it? And apparently, it was just coming from people who were traveling internationally, people who, were in and out of places like China, Italy, Paris, different places like that. And from what I see, it's truly just an upper respiratory infection with a fever. However, if you're older or if you have diseases or disorders that compromise your immune system, you're what they call high risk. And I believe these are the people who are actually dying from the coronavirus. People who either have cancer, autoimmune diseases, or, different things like that compromise their immune system. If you don't have those things, then more than likely, those are going to be the people who have actually recovered from coronavirus, who tested positive, were quarantined for 14 days, and now they're fine because essentially it's an upper respiratory infection with a fever. It's basically a cold. So you told me what it is, but I'm trying to figure out where you get this. Just coming into contact with people. It's just like spreading the flu. Like if you have the flu and you touch me or I touch something after you, you cough, we come into contact with each other.
I get that.
It's the same transfer.
Like I don't think I go places where the coronavirus gonna be. I feel like,
but you don't know because people are nasty and they don't follow directions.
Let me tell you this.
But also, I'm gonna let you finish.
The Boosie Bash is this Saturday. I guarantee nobody leave there with the corona.
Probably not.
But I bet if you go to a Whole Foods, you're more likely to contract it.
That might be true, but that also brings up another good point because it's like then this is like been the conversation on social media a lot lately about people closing schools, people telling, people not to come to work or whatever. And it's almost like people have to work to live. Like some people are in a situation to where it's like, I'm sick, but I literally cannot afford to stay home.
Right.
So what are those people supposed to do? Like Harvard was just in the news because they shut down campus and they're giving these people 5 days to leave and go home and just figure it out.
But now they can't even go home because he shut down the travel.
But you have a lot of international students who couldn't get home even if there was no travel ban. So it's like, what do you do at that point? And rumor has it, LSU is getting ready to move to an online only platform after spring break because with you having kids going wherever they're going for spring break, whether they stay home because of the coronavirus or not, you just have no way of knowing. So LSU might close for the rest of the spring semester.
I think they see, but the thing is also working at a black school and being in a majority black school district, I think we're going to be open.
I mean, honestly, I just think like, is it serious? Like I said, for those who are high risk, sure. Do you make it even more of a risk? Like if people test positive for coronavirus or come into contact and they don't follow, the instructions of healthcare professionals as far as being quarantined, sure. But for everybody else, like if we're washing our hands, if we're doing our best not to touch our face, if we're, just making sure that we're in tune with our bodies, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. And Dr. Drew the Shade Room posted a video of Dr. Drew, and he was basically just saying like, in the past 2 weeks, 5,000 people have died from the flu, but we're only talking about coronavirus.
Wow, that's a very interesting.
That's
point.
Crazy, right? Like this, like all these different statistics about people who are dying from, illnesses that we have just literally put on the back burner. It's crazy to focus on the less than 30 people or whatever the number is now that have died from coronavirus in the U.S. That's crazy.
Because of election time. But back to the baby.
Back to the baby.
Because
we could just talk about coronavirus like.
Really could.
It's really weird.
But the baby, you got to keep your hands to yourself.
You got to.
I mean, he slapped the hell out that poor child.
And you know what? Sis is doing exactly what any of us would do. I would have
powered up quick.
Sis said that she had a contusion in her jaw.
Straight to the ER.
This is how you know she's getting ready to sue for punitive damages. Those of you who don't know what punitive damages are.
Educate me, 'cause I don't.
You don't have a cap. Like when you sue for things like emotional distress or, things like that you can't really physically see. There's no cap on how much money that you can receive as far as punitive damages.
And he cocked back. I mean, like it's, they're saying that she's not the girl.
She's saying she's not the girl who had the phone, but she is the girl who got hit.
It was two different girls?
So the girl, she went on TMZ, there was a video, and she's saying that she didn't have the phone in his face, but he mistook her for the girl who had the phone in his face and slapped her, not the girl with the actual phone. So then she also said that she has nightmares about it and that it wakes her baby up in the middle of the night.
Oh, she getting paid.
Her baby is crying in the middle of the night because, different things like that. And all I'm going to say is...
she getting paid. She's selling this, boy.
And she could very well be telling the truth. I don't want you to think I'm trying to, invalidate her claims. I'm just saying.
She was in Glee Club or something in drama.
Very good.
Cause she
very good.
She ain't, if I knew what was coming, she ain't lost a bit of sleep.
I wouldn't have gotten up. I would have made them call an ambulance and everything. Like, if you know me, you know I do the most. I am dramatic. I am going to, listen, I wouldn't have gotten up. I would have probably just acted like I was unconscious. I would have told them people I had a concussion and everything. Stop. Don't play with me.
She's gonna have to prove it's her. But if
just
she
like
does,
when Jay-Z grabbed the phone out of old boy's hand
snatched.
at Diddy's party, and they were like, and there was like a question on social media, what would you do if Jay-Z snatched the phone out your hand? And the reply was like, you mean broke my wrist?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
But yeah, the baby, you gotta do better, bro. You
gotta do better.
You're too popping to be, popping off on people.
Keep your hands off women.
And it's kind of frequent. Like, what happens when somebody really make you mad? Like, it be like quick flashes too that he just.
Yeah, like.
We be forgetting the baby killed the nigga in Walmart. Like, I think we all forget that. Like,
yeah,
he really be about.
Somebody said that the other day on Twitter, but then they were like, never forget, Jay-Z killed somebody and got away with it. And I just feel like.
And Ray Lewis, but we're not gonna talk about it.
That's just a lot of separate situations. So.
And they became better men for it. So that's the thing is we hope that the baby can have that same turnaround. Two more real quick. Lonnie Love, I saw like on like one of these blogs, like said that she made her boyfriend sign an NDA. Do you think like if you got to a certain level that you think that's something that you would want to do? Because of the she said it, but like because of the social media around when you could really break somebody's platform by saying lies.
Yeah, and I guess it's difficult to pinpoint, but I don't think that's tricky because I feel like on one hand it's like I'm not, regardless of celebrity status or whatever you want to call it, I'm not about to be doing all that with somebody I can't trust. And if we don't have the time to build trust, like. No, I just can't see myself doing that. However, let's say I don't meet somebody before I become famous, and I'm meeting somebody who is not on that same level of fame as me. Then that might be something that I think it just depends on the situation, and it just depends on where I am in life. I think that's a lot though. Another
Corona update: the NBA has suspended the season. Now,
Shut
what
up.
the hell does that mean? I don't know, but it's
stop.
I don't know what it means.
Suspended the season?
Right. I think one of the players must have it.
Suspended the season.
Like it's on hiatus.
Like they not gonna play no more games?
Because they were talking about playing the games
with an empty arena,
which was weird.
What they should do is what the NCAA did. Did you read the statement?
Yeah, they cleared it. But they copycat, so they might cancel March Madness and stuff because
that's just stupid. I think that's stupid. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is gonna get back probably into that conversation about should college athletes be paid. My thing is this: you have professional NBA players who are in a contract who are guaranteed to probably get this money regardless. You have college athletes who work their asses off to get to the NCAA tournament, and you gonna.
So they might keep.
I couldn't be the mama of one of these kids because I'd be down there at the NCAA headquarters. Y'all got me and my kids.
Because they're more likely to be in contact with it being on the college campus than an NBA player who. But it's weird because I don't think this has ever happened before.
No.
Have we never had an outbreak like this in the United States?
I mean, there was panic, I think, behind it, but I don't think anything has ever been this serious since I've been alive.
Right.
Since 1992, that has just caused people to literally shut everything down. That's ridiculous. I'm trying to tell you, I already can't have my kids play sports because I'm gonna be that black mama. But if I was the mother of an NCAA athlete right now and they said that they were gonna cancel the tournament, we just gonna have to throw hands.
So this is crazy how we get live updates. But currently the Jazz players and Oklahoma City Thunder players are quarantined in the locker room because
then definitely a player must have it.
He's an all-star. The center for the Jazz, Rudy Gobert, he tested positive for corona. So now I guess because they've been in contact.
Oh, they had a game today?
Yeah.
They were sweating. That's nasty.
And then I don't know if they ever started the game, but they were in contact.
So they didn't know he had coronavirus before the game? I have a lot of questions.
You know what's crazy?
I have a lot of questions right now.
And I read something that who is Rudy Ray Moore? Oh, sound like a pimp or something. But I read something that said he made like some crazy comments before the game. But that's crazy. I guess, I mean, it is getting serious, but again, like, where Rudy Gobert dealing with illness after recently touching every mic recorder in front of him. This is a bit crazy, because you wouldn't want, like, God rest his, not rest his soul, God bless him, but if something would just say happen to one of those NBA players, that's really gonna like change this whole ball game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, you got these players quarantined, they probably are not gonna be able to leave. Because, I mean, damn, this became the Corona show. I don't know how quick this shows up in you.
Well, apparently they said that you can see symptoms within like 2 to 3 days after you come into contact with somebody that tested positive for coronavirus.
So how long do they keep them in the stadium?
Well, right now, quarantine, like if you self-quarantine, it's 14 days. So you're supposed to be away from the general public for 2 weeks.
These players might not leave the stadium.
Well, I haven't read the latest on this, but apparently there are still 3,500 people quarantined on a cruise ship on the coast of California for this same reason.
And the cruise ship rooms are small.
But Carnival actually has a sale going on right now. They have cruises going for as low as $59 a day, and they are giving out vouchers for the drink packages.
Oh, okay, I got some flights and some cruises. And see, Rudy Gobert technically not black. He from France, so don't put that on us yet. But man.
Well, I also just got an update. I was supposed to fly to Dallas on tomorrow night, for a women's empowerment event, and it just got canceled because of the Rona. Speaking of, let me tell y'all how we as black people don't take anything seriously.
We don't. Because
there was a flyer on Twitter. And I don't know what chapter these bros are, but there's some Qs throwing a Rona party. Let me actually look at the flyer.
I know you.
I promise
gotta
you.
Be lies.
No, this is like a thing. As soon as I find it,
we got to do better, man. We got to do better.
Q Rona 2020. Q Rona. So that's a thing.
That's not cool.
That's a thing.
Just like Greeks doing a little TikTok to the Ty Dolla $ign. That's not cool either. I saw some Sigmas doing like the Sigma walk to, girl, let me tell you something. Oh, you know how they put their hands up and do the little shimmy?
Yeah, let's talk about those Kappas. Okay. Let us pray.
Dear
Heavenly Father.
Y'all gotta stop. Like, some stuff just not for y'all. And you not just
sorry.
For the Sigmas. Shout out to the Sigmas, but Nah, fam. Nah.
Hey, but listen, if there are any LSU Sigmas listening to this, y'all need to sue whoever these Q Rona people are, because they trying to take over Sigma de Mayo. Like, I feel like Sigma de Mayo is such a classic party, but if they had Q Rona on Cinco de Mayo,
are they Qs in Louisiana?
I don't know, but I'm just saying that's crazy. So do your thing.
I got other stuff to talk about, but I kind of don't want to talk about anything because
this coronavirus stuff is crazy. I say we try to push through the rest of the show. I think we have some good stuff, but I'm pretty sure we'll find our way back to Corona.
Right. The last thing I had for this spot, right. The last thing I had for this spot was Willow Smith is trapping herself in a box for 24 hours. Why do you think that is happening?
Ooh, I'm questioning a lot of things that happen in the Smith household, especially things that happen at the red table. But, you just never know.
You don't?
I think that...
I know why. I'm just trying to see if you're going to get
this right answer. I haven't. This is news to me. I haven't seen this.
Yeah.
No. So why is she in a box?
To protect herself from the coronavirus.
Okay. That's all right.
I'm lying.
Oh, I was about to say what?
It's for an art institute. It's I guess I screenshotted it. Something about to deal with. Man, I gotta stop. Hold up, man. the NBA was just saying like on Thursday, which you're probably listening to this on today, Thursday, we're gonna discuss whether we should continue to play games or go on a hiatus. Oh no, nigga! Corona said no, nigga. You going on hiatus?
Right.
One of us got it now.
Lord.
But yeah, Willow is gonna be 24 trapping herself in a box for 24 hours. I don't know how big the box is or what. In service of a performing arts piece that provides commentary on anxiety. So, kudos to Willow. I don't think I would put myself in a box for that long.
Child, I'm gonna need I don't know what kind of box I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a box.
Like a big box.
I'm gonna need a box that couch come in.
It's probably gonna be like a.
For one, I'm long. I done gained a few pounds, and I need stuff to do.
Have to be like
Does the box have outlets?
Outlets, a $5 box. I need a couple.
$5
I need a couple things in the box.
A $5 box.
I need something.
I need something to eat.
Right, because
for 24 hours, does it have a porta potty?
But maybe you don't eat because what would be in a box? I gotta know the dimensions. I'll see what the size is.
I was about to say something so inappropriate. You remember Justin Timberlake's song? It's the dick in a box. I'm sorry. That's like the first thing that came to mind.
You know what's messed up? I was thinking about this. I'm sorry. He never gonna listen to this show. And it's getting. You know what? I'm gonna say that for after the break. But I do want to ask you this riddle because I want to end this section with a riddle, Rachel. So kind of goes with the dick in the box thing. The riddle is what's at least 6 inches long, goes in your mouth, and it's more fun if it vibrates.
Nope.
You gotta answer.
My mama might listen to this.
You gotta answer. I told my mama, hey, just don't click.
Okay? Say it again.
What's at least 6 inches long, goes in your mouth, and it's more fun if it vibrates.
6 inches long, goes in your mouth, and it's more fun if it vibrates. I'm stressed. I don't know. Do you know the answer?
Yes, I know the answer.
I don't think no, just tell me the answer.